What's going on, guys? Discowarlock here doing my first educational commentary. This comes after a solo win that I got, and I felt, I want to kind of give back on what I've learned, right? And I want to help other players out there get better at the game. Now, I know Cypher PK, he does educational commentaries and he does them live, but after a while I found they were just kind of the same things. He explains his thought process, which is kind of helpful in some scenarios, but after a while it's not so much explaining the thought process, it's explaining why he arrived at that thought process. I found a lot of his commentaries, to me, just felt it was like rinse and repeat. He titles them how to win aggressive, how to do aggressive playstyle, but he doesn't really go and explain certain aspects. So I'm hoping that this educational commentary will help players kind of understand the little tidbits here and there of why professional players, even though I myself am not a professional, but players who get wins and high kill games, like why they do the things they do. So let's start off by the drop. Now, the bus came right across Paradise Palms, cut up across Salty Springs, Tilted Towers, and out across near Haunted Hills. I decided shifty. I wanted to land shifty because, it's my second game of the day. I want to take it a little bit slow. I'm comfortable landing shifty. I've landed here, easily over 300 times, 400 times. And I just know the mines really well, and I just feel really comfortable. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, I do a quick scan of the area around me. You just want to know who's coming with you. I see this John Wick, he's coming in pretty hot, and I'm going, okay, I gotta get a weapon, and I gotta take him out. Always, in the first moments of the game, eliminate any player near you as fast as you can. Don't give them time to get set up and get happy. I get lucky, he misses his shotgun shot, I capitalize on that. Now I do a quick little turnaround, see if anyone's landed over there, and I can kind of see in the background of those two houses that someone was on their way there. Now I'm not going to let that guy who landed at the houses set up. I'm going to rush him right away. But you never want to rush without having any materials, or else you could leave yourself in a really bad situation. Now I could see he's breaking objects down in the basements from that, and I can know right away that I've got him where I want him. If you find yourself in a situation trapped like this, it's not the best scenario, but you're going to want to try to get out. Now before we go ahead with this clip, I just want to run through what was going through my head in this scenario. Now he's in the basement. I technically have the upper hand running down into him, so to speak, because I've got a little bit of a high ground, but he also has the element of surprise. He can be in the corner, or any one of the corners really in this basement. He could be he could have left the desk up and used that as cover. He could have built a wall right now and editing a window or something, right? So it's a little iffy for me, and I try to gauge the situation by going silent, seeing if he's going to make the first move. I want him to come to me currently and kind of, let him control the pace, so to speak, which is what you do not want to do. You always want to be controlling the pace of a fight. So with that being said, I try to run down and build a wall to block it and hope to get an edit, window, and kill on this guy. What ends up happening isn't quite as expected. Turbo building kind of throws me off by placing my wall a little too far back, and I end up eating a little bit of SMG shots. I'm lucky that this guy doesn't have incredible aim. So you can see that I get the two walls placed. He replaces that wall immediately, and I go, okay, I'm feeling hurt here. I've taken some damage. I'm just gonna hold the angle, kind of like Rainbow Six. I'm giving as little body as I can for this guy to shoot at. As you can see, he too is just trying to hold that angle and try to get me. Now what happens here is a little bit odd. So you see I get that early shot on him doing the 16 damage while me myself am sitting at around like 62 health, I believe. So I've got the shot on him. He's now replaced that wall, and I'm thinking to myself, I've got to kill this guy quick in case there's more players at the mines that have heard these shots and will be coming over here immediately. So I'm debating myself, do I disengage or do I hope that this guy makes a mistake? And boy, do I luck out. He ends up phasing right through the wall, and I get a free pop right on him. Done. And lucky for me as well, he also had the big pot, so I can get 50 health back. Now right here, I've eliminated all the threats around me, at least to my knowledge, and I'm free to now loot up, harvest up, and get the kit that I want. Don't mind my bad jumping skills. Everyone struggles trying to get into these roofs. Don't lie to yourself. We've all been there. Now, one thing I just want to point out, double shotguns no longer work, so I end up dropping the tac and grabbing that C4. C4, I must say, is broken. A lot of players know it, and a lot of players use it. And it's one thing that I gotta say right now, if you're gotta choose between what to run in your inventory, I highly recommend running the C4. It will always help you out. So here we are, looting away, you know, just kind of gauging things. At this point, I'm at 50 shield, 62 health. I gotta, you know, I'm looking for a med kit, hoping for something, and also at the same time wondering, is the mines clear yet? I didn't see anyone else land there to my knowledge. However, with portals and stuff now, someone could easily rotate on over and end up looting up over there. Or someone could have landed at the far back, maybe they had a bad landing, and maybe they are in the mines. Here I am, I got a little bit lucky. I can now use my bandages, heal myself to full health now using a slurp. Now I hear the portal from the southeast, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy could be on his way to the mines. This is where you as a player need to understand your rotations. You need to be thinking, where's that noise coming from? I don't want this guy to get the upper hand. I'm going to head all the way towards mines now in hopes that this guy's going to come and land there. Because a lot of players like to rotate from salty right on over to shifty to clean up whoever's been here. And then from there, you know, they can rotate tilted, etc. So here I am, I'm noticing that everything's still kind of here. I don't think anyone landed here. I don't think the guy who took the portal landed here either. So at this point, you're free to loot up, free to take your time, just relax. You know, we're now sitting at 75 shield, 100 health. We're doing pretty good for ourselves. Now I like to get the loadout that I'm comfortable with, which is usually a pump or a heavy shotgun into a SMG. I mean, that is the current meta. That's what I believe a lot of people are running. So I've got that green silence SMG, that blue pump, I believe a gray AR, C4, and a slot for meds. Now here on the minimap, you can see that there is a player on top of the mountain who took the portal there. I did not see this guy. I didn't bother to try to push up there. You know, I'm just focused right now on finishing up looting here in Shifty. Like I said, I eliminated the initial threat, so I'm kind of playing in a relaxed state. You don't always have to go for super high kill games. You know, for those of you who don't even have a win yet, just playing the game calmly and slow at your own pace and controlling the pace of fights that you encounter as well is the kind of things you need to work on. So here, I hear the portal. I see that he's opened up southeast. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can see him. He's flying down and he's coming in low. So this is making me think, okay, I need to either A, bunker up here and Shifty, or I can chase him down. Now, I toy with the task of chasing him down, but I also realize that I haven't fully looted Shifty yet, and I don't know if I'm ready to push. Now, I'm only sitting at, I believe, like 400 mats at this point, which isn't very much. Everybody knows if you're going to get in a build fight against a good player, you're going to need at least like 800 mats of you know, combined brick and wood, or just something that you feel comfortable with. And I personally don't feel comfortable with fighting with 400. Now, placing that trap there, I don't know if it was the best idea. I thought I might be able to, you know, lure somebody in for that blue shield, but I realized later that I should have broken the wall. As you can see the trap clearly, and the only way that someone would fall for that is if they destroyed the floor on top and fallen down into the pit, which, as you can imagine, probably far and few between players would be doing that. So anyway, I go about harvesting. I'm taking my time, and I start to look at the minimap and say, hey, I'm in the center of the safe zone. I've got this whole place to rotate to. And thinking of how the safe zone is going to go down, I decided that I'm going to rotate to Greasy and clean up whoever landed there. Now, I had no idea that this guy was here in Shifty Shafts. Would I have known? I probably would have engaged on him. But I figured, I've got plenty of time. No one's tried to push on me. No one's tried to fight me. I had free reign over Shifty. And now I can just kind of harvest up, rotate to Greasy, clean up whoever landed there. Because there is sometimes some pretty good loot there. And, you know, hoping for the best. Now, another reason why I kind of picked Greasy as a rotation is after hearing the guys take the portal and flying into this area, I initially thought, okay, Fatal, Salty, and Dusty, those areas, they're not going to be as good. Those players are going to start to rotate either towards Tilted, or maybe one player might rotate to Shifty, but you never want to backtrack, right? You never want to have to end up going somewhere and then just rotating right back to the same spot and then end up, going in a giant circle. Now here, I see the 500 wood for a legendary scar. I'm going to take it. Wood's easy to come by, easy to get, time to load up kind of thing. I'm taking my sweet time. I got plenty of time. I'm going to start gauging now into Greasy, seeing, hey, is this place looted? Is there people here? I kind of scan it a little bit. I keep looking over. I'm like, don't really see anybody. Now I notice the circle shifted out of my favor. So my original thought on this genius idea to rotate Greasy is now turning into a bad one. And like the tip I just gave you guys, I now have to backtrack, which is going to kind of suck because there's not going to be as many players now. But here I go anyways. I'm going to adventure now into Greasy, hoping that someone's still here. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, fences, great material. Gotta boost up my wood here, just in case I pick a fight. Now, immediately, I see something out of the corner of my eye. As you can see, this other player here coming towards me. I see him, and I'm going, okay. Do I want to build and give myself away? Or do I want to try to get a couple shots off on this guy while he's still tanking? Easy shots don't come for granted, right? So here we go. Hit him for 36 shield. This guy's not building, and I think, okay, this guy's pretty bad. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and pause it right there because that was a horrible mistake on my part. I should have built another wall and ramp and kept pushing and killed him with the SMG that way. I took a little too much damage, and it kind of hurt me in the end, right? He took off all my shield, and now I'm back down to, I believe, 80 health. But we got the kill, we secured it, and, he's got a med kit. I don't think he had any smalls, but I believe I still had one small left in my inventory. So here we go. Now, as I was saying before, you always want to run some sort of explosive, and here I had, I believe, 12 rockets in my inventory, and a legendary grenade launcher was kind of hard to pass up in comparison to the 4C4. I understand the C4 have a powerful explosion radius, but in my opinion, having the grenade launcher just allows you to push in certain ways, and if you have a lot of ammo for it, I believe it's a better trade-off in the C4, in my personal opinion. So I'm lucky that this guy had the med kit, and I also popped, the extra minis I had, and got myself back up to 50 shield and 100 health. Now, I can hear the sniper shots coming from Shifty, and I begin to head that way, thinking, I'm going to take this high ground ledge here, and I'm going to peek in, see who's there, see what's there for me, and see if I can challenge this player, right? Maybe he's already rotating out, maybe he's rotating towards Tilted, or maybe he's going to rotate back over to Salty, who knows? But one thing is for certain, keep that high ground, get that high ground, and get yourself into a good spot. So here I go, old school Bush Wookiee style. I do a quick little scan. I can see him right away. I decide to take some shots. My aim's pretty bad with the AR, but it is what it is. I miss. I quickly try to build myself up into some sort of protection. I don't want to get shot at behind because now people have heard these shots. They could be pushing to me at any moment now if there are people in the area. I decide I'm going to keep the high ground. I can see this guy. He's beginning to run away from me. So right away, I know he's a passive player. Or not so much a passive, but he doesn't want to engage with me because I've got the high ground. And it's almost like he didn't really know where I went. So I decided to bunker up a little bit and try to hit some first shot accuracy shots. So you see, I tag him a few times for a little bit of shield. And in hopes that, hey, this is going to draw some more attention to him. Now I can see a build fight beginning between these two players, and I think to myself, I've got to get in there. I can't sit here and have my position now, become a passive player and have my position get compromised. So I immediately drop down, eat up whatever mushrooms I can to boost my shield, and try to get in that fight. Now I'm also paying attention to the kill feed at this point, because you always, if you hear shots in like anywhere close to you, you want to be paying attention to that kill feed to know when is that player going down and when can I get in that action if they are still fighting. Because right away, a player's weakest after fight. That's when they're like adrenaline's coming down, you're ready to loot, you're looting up what your opponent had, and you're not anticipating another player. You're only anticipating them if you know that they're nearby, because if you don't see the person coming, you won't know and you won't be on your feet. So here I am, I'm just taking my time. I immediately hear that sniper shot on the mountain now, and I'm thinking, do I want to push that guy that I was originally going to push, or do I want to try to get a good angle on this guy here? And that's what I decide. I go with my plan B, instincts because I don't want to be left out in the open for this guy on this high ground to have free reign over me. So I build up and I try to be a little bit stealthy. Now, as I peek over here, I notice that this guy is up in his 1x1 and he's sitting safe. So I'm going to pause it right here and just do a little bit of explanation. For those of you wondering why I may have dropped the one mini, or why I dropped my minis for the sniper, it was simply because I only had one mini, and I preferred in this late game scenario with 12 people remaining that I need the bolt action sniper in case I get in any long range fights. I realized that after my high ground attempts with the Scar to try to take out that what looked like an Omega. So fast forward to right now, this guy's got the high ground on me, and it seems like I'm pretty much done. I've got my grenade launcher out in hopes that I can maybe get one into his 1x1, but as you can see, my luck doesn't always pan out for me. So these go right over him, those bounce off his ramps. Now I try to take out his base, and I'm thinking, this isn't working as I anticipated. But instead of getting all panicky and trying to rush up, I just go into turtle mode. I see that he's dropping his C4, and he's just gonna spam me. So I do what I do best, and just bunker up, play it calm. Control the pace of the fight. Make him do the legwork. Look, he's wasting his C4 constantly on me. Instead of dropping, 2, 3 C4, he drops one at a time. And I keep hoping for him to peek over that edge just so I get that sweet headshot on him. But I'm not the best with snipers, and as you can tell, this fight doesn't quite go as expected. But no fight in Fortnite ever goes as how you want it, unless you purposely have, full high ground, full advantage, and you're controlling the pace 100% of the way. So right here, I'm waiting for him. I see he's peeked. How did that not hit him? This is when you just got to shrug off that miss and turtle yourself in case turtle yourself in just in case people are going to start coming from behind you. As you can see here on the minimap, I did not know these two guys were right there. Now I've got this whole ramp leading right up into behind me. So I box myself in, and I start to think, okay, how many more C4s does this guy have? And what is he going to try to do about it? He seems to play rather passive. He's not AR spamming me, so he must not have much ammo. And he's not really trying to build down or build around me or try to take a close fight. So I'm kind of gauging this as the fight goes on. I notice he's kind of playing a little passive. He's not really getting out there too much. And I need to make my move, and I need to make it quick because these shots are attracting people. And you never want to be caught in a pincered scenario where you become the middleman, and now these two players have a free-for-all on you, and then they can sit comfortably, heal up because they know that fight's over, and then they'll focus on each other. So with some quick thinking, I decide I'm going to pop out the back here. He's going to see me. I'm going to build up, turtle up right away, and I've got free reign. Now, one thing I notice is he's got that one ramp holding up his whole building, and I'm thinking, I've got a silenced SMG. I'll take it out, knock him down, and go from there. So right here, I almost reset the fight. I see he builds up, and he's kind of struggling a bit. Now, I'm not the best build fighter. I seem to always get panicky or get launched by ramps, as you can see. So I just try to play it slow, play it calm. I keep getting knocked out of my way by my own ramps. Now this guy's got the high ground. He should have had me right there. That should have been a free headshot, but my mistake, I messed up, and so did he. So I got lucky here, and I ended up getting myself the high ground. Now one thing to do right away is don't stop, build yourself up into a nice 1x1, protect yourself, and now look for him. So boom, got him, he's eliminated. Fell to his death, easy peasy. Had a few mistakes. You just got to shrug those mistakes off. Don't let them get in your head, or else you're going to start playing as though, it's day one for you on Fortnite. But here we go. I quickly loot up. I hear those other sniper shots, and then I see this. I'm thinking to myself, what? Who builds a 1x1 like this? Is nobody in here? And then immediately, right there, if that guy had not built that wall, which, he kind of had to, I would have never known he was in there. So I see him fall, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got to get rid of this guy quick. These shots, these explosions, right away, it's like blood in the water for a shark. People are going to start sensing that, hey, fight's going on over there. I've got to start, aiming over there and seeing what's going on, right? I want to try to minimize the attention to myself as fast as possible and as quickly as possible. But I also don't want to give up high ground. It's my number one mistake, usually, is just jumping off the high ground and going down. With this guy right here, I don't know what he's got. He could have, legendary heavy and a whole kit of SMGs or an RPG, anything, and he could roast me from close range. So I'm thinking to myself, I've got to get down there. I've got to wipe him out. he's building some good protection. He's turtling up, kind of like how I was doing in the previous fight. So my initial thought right away is, let's get into it. This guy's going to turtle up. Well, then I've got to bring the fight to him. So I drop down, create a platform for myself, and begin just trying to gauge where is he. I see he's under that square. It's like whack-a-mole at this point. Did he run out there? No, he seems to be staying underneath his floor. He's trying to get an angle on me. And right here, I'm just switch to the scar and just laser him. So I've immediately eliminated my threat. Those shots are definitely attracting attention, as you can see. I don't have much time here. I've got this guy up in this 1x1. He's got the high ground, and he's going to start spamming rockets. What am I going to do? Right? I shouldn't say immediately. I start thinking to myself, just play it calm. He's got rockets. Who cares? We're going to get out of this. But I also noticed that my back's up against a storm, and I'm in a really shitty place. So I'm hoping for the knock with the sniper. How good can this guy be? Maybe I can hit this. I'm an okay sniper player, but all in all, do you really want to take this fight? Not really. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Right? I'm running low on mats at this point. I believe I was sitting at like 200 wood and like 150 brick, and I'm hoping for anything. I also forgot that I'd picked up that launch pad up until now. So I'm hoping for one more lucky knock, or I've got to get the hell out of here, or else my ass is going to be on the other end of that rocket or that sniper. He's got the auto sniper, so he can correct any mistake he makes shooting at me. And yeah, he's got this incredible high ground. Look, he's got the full view, and he can look right down on me. But the other thing that was going through my head here is I glanced at the minimap, and I noticed the storm. As you can see, the new circle had changed, and I believe you get like, what, a minute and 30? And I started thinking to myself, he's going to have to abandon that position no matter what, but I also don't want to be stuck here until that time that he abandons that position. So this is where you look at a means of escape, some sort of distraction, whether or not you have to bounce your way out of there or build your way out of there, whatever you got to do. I see him building up, and I'm wondering to myself, okay, he's going to build up, he's going to reposition, and he's going to be looking for me at this point. I drop the launch pad, and I get out of there in hopes that he's not ready and he's not anticipating me. So I end up dropping down here and seeing that some unlucky fellow died. Now, to my luck, he ended up having max wood and I believe like 300 brick and stuff. And on top of that, I was sitting at 75 shield and 100 health, so these slurps definitely helped me. I slam that slurp, redrop and pick up my bolt again because I'm ready to engage in some long range fights, thinking that this is my only competition. Now, I had no idea about these two guys until that shot went off. So with that being said, I know right away there's 6 people left, 5 enemies, and I know where 2 of them are. I'm going to take my chances and rush to this hill here and take this high ground, because that guy has lost his high ground and I want to get the highest point possible to give me the best vantage point of the battlefield. So at this point, 4 players remaining, and you can just you just play it calm, I'm going to reposition. I disengaged correctly. It wasn't a panic disengage where you kind of whip your mouse around hoping to build as fast as you can and whatnot. And now you can just, play it slow. Build yourself up onto the high ground, take a fight if you need to. And that's what I was expecting. I was anticipating at least one player to be up here, and I'm actually really surprised that there wasn't. I see that building over there, and I think, maybe a player's coming from there. I'm still going to play it a little bit slow before I bunker up. That guy's now left his 1x1 as well, and I'm free to, take a gander, see what's out there. So I quickly build myself up into this 1x1, and I like to build my 1x1s like that just to comment on it. I like to put a roof over it in case someone tries to build up and then shoot down on you, because then you still have another layer of protection. You can drop down, build a floor, then build a roof up there as well. So as we speak, I see the kill counter now is down at 3, and I only have to worry about 2 players. But I have no idea where they've went. I know that that guy in that tower left somewhere, and I had no idea that this guy was here yet. So I do a quick peek. I'm looking, I heard the fighting down there. And boom, I see the little bunny rabbit. I crouch down and I go, okay, I know where 1 is. This is always very important in the final circles. You want to know where all your enemies are at all times. So with that being said, I know where he is, and now all I need to know is where the other guy is. I can kind of see some building going on in the background at 255, and I see the jump, and I go, okay, they're going to fight. This is perfect for me. I need to get in there. So I think, do I snipe? Am I that good with the sniper? No, I'm going to try my AR spam. I'm not, like, my aim's doo-doo, but it is what it is. I end up getting 48 damage off with shields, and that guy wipes him. So as it stands, we just have a mano-a-mano, one-on-one. Build myself up. I don't have to worry about covering my back now. I'm going to test the range of the grenade launcher, fire a few shots in hopes that, it'll destroy the wall. But I'm a little bit unlucky, and I didn't gauge the range that well. So here we are. It becomes your typical 1v1 standoff. Who's going to shoot who? I start doing some crouch shooting. He fires a sniper, and I go, okay. I know he's got a sniper. I know he has an SMG, and one of them had rockets, so he will start either spamming me with rockets if he has enough, or he's going to try to take me out with the sniper. So I try to get high ground on him now, build up, and look down into his 1x1. Sorry, I'll just pause right there. I tried to look down into his 1x1 by giving myself just a little bit more high ground, as the safe zone's on me. I don't have to move. He has to come to me now. And I was anticipating him to come around the, left side of the wall here, which is why I did take a few shots here in hopes to, dissuade him from going that way. But what ends up happening is he loops around this side. Now, I try to take, that lucky snipe shot, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, my grenades were pretty close last time. I'm going to take some more shots. Again, unlucky to me. They didn't reach. But here, this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the rockets, man. I was waiting for, some sort of explosives to come back my way. It seems like he's either out of rockets, or he just doesn't feel like spamming it. Now, this is where he gives himself up and running directly into the open, allowing you to have that high ground. And just like that, finish him with the AR, and you're good to go. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this educational commentary. I hope it's helpful. It is my first one. Let me know what I can do differently, and what you guys enjoyed about it, and what tips you guys kind of liked, or what you guys want to see in the future. I do tend to play quite a bit of solos, but I also focus on duos and squad play. Now, I noticed a lot of people on Cypher's comments have talked about wanting to know what to do in duos or squads, because the game is truly much different. You've got a much different dynamic to things. You don't have to worry about just a single person. Now you got to worry about their partner, or in squads, you got to worry about what their 3 partners are doing. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, throw a like on it, and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks, guys.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That